Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Wow, what a day it was yesterday. Declan Rice finally, I say finally, unveiled as an Arsenal player. There was lots of excitement around. It was brilliant. You know, I went live yesterday, and so many of you came on and were talking about how happy you were with the deal. There were so many salty fans of other clubs. That's when you can always tell, right, that it's a good signing. But massive signing for Arsenal, massive day, breaking their record for a transfer, breaking the British record for the transfer of a British player. Declan Rice has joined Arsenal. As I've said multiple times, you know, outbidding Man City, Man United wanting him, Chelsea, lots of clubs, but Arsenal have got their man. And I love the quote from Declan Rice where he said, "I'm hungry, I'm ready, and I'm going to give everything for this club like I do week in, week out. We're going to be on some journey, so I'm looking forward to it." And we are so looking forward to seeing him. He's going to wear the number 41 shirt, and as you know, it's cost 105 million pounds. The show will no longer be Declan Rice Daily. We're back to Transfer Daily, right? And the signings have all been made. Those three signings, principal signings that Arsenal wanted to get done before they went for their big preseason tour in the US have all been done. Declan Rice, Urian Timber, and also Kai Havertz. I'm looking forward to seeing them traveling out to America tomorrow. Arsenal also traveling out tomorrow. And it's going to be great to see them in Arsenal shirt, get them fit, get them ready, full preseason so that they can hit the ground running come that first game of the season against Nottingham Forest. But who else is going to be coming and who's going to be going? Big rumours were floating around yesterday regarding Thomas Partey, who, of course, started the other night in the friendly for Arsenal, looked really comfortable anchoring that midfield. Love watching him play, but the rumours still abound that he could leave. Particularly a journalist yesterday with one that said that he'd already agreed personal terms ahead of a move to the Saudi Pro League. He didn't name what team it was, but he's agreed personal terms. Now, it's a rumor, sent everybody into a frenzy. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with Thomas Partey. As I've said before on the show, my understanding is that Arsenal want to keep Thomas Partey, and it's more Thomas Partey who's sort of been saying, well, you know, I might be ready to move on. But Arsenal want to keep him. And, you know, the fact that he started the other night seems to suggest that he's still their number one guy there. But if he does decide to leave, Arsenal are going to want a big fee for him. Remember, we paid 45 million for him. The rumours are Arsenal will not budge for anything under about 50 million. Because they know that they're going to have to reinvest and try and bring somebody else in to replace him. So it's one to keep our eye on throughout the summer. Will the Saudis come in with a big deal? And as I've said before, actually, he's more interested in staying in Europe, and Juventus was the club. But would Juventus pay 50 million pounds for Thomas Partey, age 30? That is the thing, is what we're going to have to wait and see. If he does go, could Arsenal go back in for Moises, Caicedo? Now, according to a few outlets, including Football London, he's not off the table yet for Arsenal. And they're keeping a close eye on the situation with him. Of course, he's been heavily linked with a move to Chelsea. Chelsea, for the past few weeks, have been in talks with Caicedo. There's been rumours that personal terms have been agreed, but they haven't agreed a fee with Brighton. Brighton pushing for up to, well, listen, 80 million pounds plus. If they can get up near the Declan Rice money, they'll be very, very happy indeed. Chelsea not willing to pay that. We know that Brighton would love to get involved, Caicedo involved in a bidding war. But could Arsenal go back in for Caicedo, especially if they were to get a big amount of money in for Thomas Partey? They may consider that. So that is not a dead one yet. We're going to have to wait and see. On Caicedo, Brighton are taking him on their pre-season tour. He is in their squad, so it's not like, you know, any deal's been done yet. So it's going to be an interesting one for us to keep an eye and watch how that develops. Arsenal also been linked with another Brazilian today. As we know, Edu is from Brazil. He likes a Brazilian player. Last season he bought in Marquinhos, and he's now looking at a player called Andre, or Andre Trindale. He's valued at around about £25 million. I mean, his valuation is a little less, but they say to get him away from his club, Fluminense, you're going to have to pay about £25 million. He's 21. And 90 Mins are claiming it. A host of clubs over here in the UK looking at him. Arsenal, Spurs, West Ham, Liverpool, Fulham, Barcelona also interested as well. He's described as a monster in the midfield. Real tough tackling, good player. Has already made his debut for the Brazil team. Defensive midfielder. And we know, of course, that Arsenal on the lookout for a defensive midfielder. So let's keep an eye on that one, Andre. It seems at the moment that Fulham are sort of the favourites. They could lose their player, Paulinho. So I don't know. I'm not too sure about this one, but listen, he'll be heavily linked today. Andre Trindale. So let's see. As I said, listen, we like, and have a heavy influence now with Brazilian players now that we've got Edu doing these transfers. We're also linked with another Brazilian called Marcus Leonardo. He has been described as the new Neymar. Plays for the famous Santos, of course, the club that Pele once graced back in the day. Still only 20, and he's on a long-term contract till 2026. But Arsenal have apparently sent scouts out to watch him and have been very, very impressed with him. He's played 27 games this season, already 11 goals, 4 assists in all competitions. And as I said, has been described over there in Brazil as the new Neymar, a Brazil under-20 international. Young player, up-and-coming player. Whether it's the sort of player that Arsenal are looking to bring in this summer, I'm not sure. There's a lot of other clubs, of course. If you start getting them descriptions, there's going to be a lot of other clubs looking at you as well. But Arsenal, one of those clubs that are very, very interested in Leonardo. They're also, as we know, interested in another Brazilian, Bitello, as I've spoken about over the last few days on the show, the 23-year-old from Grêmio midfielder. As I said, those rumours persisting again today that representatives of Arsenal have been in talks with Grêmio about Bitello. Let's see again. You know what I mean? Again, it's one of these ones that are right out of the blue, but Bitello being linked with Arsenal today. And Ferran Torres of Barcelona. Remember, Torres was at Manchester City. Didn't really work out for him at Man City. When he came in, there was real high hopes for him. Worked under Mikel Arteta there, so Arteta knows him well, but didn't really work out for him. Got a big money move to Barcelona. I mean, Man City must be rubbing their hands now. For sure, it's about 55 million for him. And again, he's been a bit underwhelming at Barcelona. Barcelona are said to want to sell him. The player himself doesn't want to leave Barcelona, but Barcelona would like to cash in on him. Barcelona these days are not stacked with money. They are one of these clubs that if they want to buy big, they have to sell players, and they're interested in offloading Torres. As I said, Torres worked before with Mikel Arteta at Manchester City, and the rumours are that Mikel Arteta is interested in reuniting with Torres. Again, wouldn't be cheap. Wouldn't be what it's not up to the 55 million mark. He's nowhere worth near that now. But could it be another player that Mikel Arteta might consider that he could bring in and turn into the player that everybody thought he was going to be? Again, one to keep an eye on, as everything is right now. So there's going to be a lot of rumours now. I mean, Arsenal have got their principal deals done, but Mikel Arteta has already said himself he's not done yet. So expect us to get linked with a lot of players. Expect Arsenal to be looking at a lot of players from now till the end of the transfer window. They're in no rush. They're in no hurry. Unless, I think, if the Thomas Partey situation changes. But yeah, still an exciting window left here. I'm looking forward to flying out to the US tomorrow, the USA tour. where Arsenal are going to be in Washington. They're going to be in New York. They're going to be in LA. We're going to be there, AFTV, for all of those. So looking forward to meeting all the American and Canadian Gooners. I know they'll be there in force as well. We'll be doing Transfer Daily from over in the States. I'll be here tomorrow doing it, but from Tuesday, we'll be over in the States doing Transfer Daily. You will not miss a thing. And of course, the same updates as we give you all the time. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.